Hi, I'm Dele Olawanle of Dele and Co Solicitors. Contact us for advice and representation and advocacy in all areas of immigration law. We take your case from the onset until the conclusion of the case. We provide a one-stop service and we provide advice and representation and advocacy.
Dele & Co Solicitors. We're friendly, professional and cost effective. A one-stop shop for immigration affairs as we take your case from the onset and represent you in court if necessary. Located at 659 Green Lanes, Haringey, London, N80QY. We're only 4 minutes walk from the Turnpike Lane tube station on the Piccadilly line. Call 0208 880 9393. That's 0208 880 9393 for more information.
Dele and Co Solicitors. Legal advice you can rely on.
Hello viewers, welcome to today's edition of the Legal Panorama. My name is Winnet Sentlus and with me in the studio today is Mr. Dele Olawanle of Dele & Co Solicitors. You're welcome, sir.
You are welcome on board. You look radiant.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Can you please tell us what this program is about? Because you know there are many people who are watching this program today for the very first time.
Well, this is Legal Panorama. My name, as it says, Dele Olawanle of Dele & Co Solicitors. This program is to educate immigrants and citizens alike on the ever-changing landscape of immigration law. Now, I recall an incident years ago when a British citizen met me at a program and said that I tried to give her my card. Oh, she said, oh, I'm British and I have nothing to do with immigration and things like that. I said, okay. A week later, her husband, whom she was married to, was arrested by the immigration authority, not knowing that he hasn't got status. So she called me and said, I was the lady that said I don't need lawyers in the area of immigration. So it's for immigrants and citizens alike because your friends, your cousins, your uncles may need services from time to time. Now, what we do on this program is we research deeply into the current state of the law regarding immigration in the United Kingdom, and we educate immigrants, we explain the law, and if there's anything people have to know, this is where you get the information. And we've been doing this consistently over the last 10 years. And if you have friends and relatives, even your enemies, tell them about this program, that there's a program called the Legal Panorama, which is very informative and educative for immigrants and citizens alike on their legal rights. So this is what this program is about, and it's actually my baby in a way, in that years ago when I had challenges in the area of immigration and I reported at the police station for 8 years and I was detained for 5 weeks, and I got to detention and I saw that a lot of people are struggling and that some of the people in detention should not have been there, but they got bad legal representation, bad legal advice, or they were ignorant. I decided to bring this program to fore to help them and to educate them, and it's been very, very wonderful.
Thank you so much, sir. And just to begin, what would you say are the common mistakes made by immigrants?
Oh, there are myriads of mistakes made by immigrants. One of the things that they do is that they come into the country without knowing their left hand from their right hand, and so they fail to get legal advice to at least know what can I do to regularize my stay, or if I want to remain in the United Kingdom, what are the things I have to do? Because starting early to get information from legal lawyers, we make you to know that you have to keep your documents, you have to keep your passports, you have to refrain from any nefarious or criminal activities. You have to do things that are conducive to public good, not anti-public good. And then when it comes to making an application to the Home Office, you have to know that you have to use the current application form, not an application form that has expired. You have to pay the correct application fee If you are writing checks, you have to, the figures and the numbers have to match. Then you have to put the correct documents, especially under current law. Immigrants cannot, if they make an application and did not put the correct documents, they cannot introduce those documents when they get to court on the appeal, because no new documents on appeal. So these are some of the common mistakes and made, or not paying the correct fee, not using the correct application form, and things like that, which could be fatal to their future application.
Thank you so much, sir. And why is it so important for prospective applicants, to be aware of this?
It is very important to know what to do. Now, it is about getting it right. It is about getting the right balance. Now, what is the uh, uh, what is the benefit of making an application that has no prospect of success? So it's better not to make an application than to make it and regret it. Now, for example, if you have people who have current leave to remain in the United Kingdom, that means they have a current visa, maybe it is to expire in say July or December or January in the coming year, they need to know what they have to do. What is the current state of the law? Has the law changed since they were last granted leave to enter the UK or leave to remain? Has the application fee changed? Is there any English language requirement that they have to meet? And what is the level of that English language that they have to meet? They need to know. Because if they don't know, they'll make the application, and for a flimsy reason, it will be refused. Not really looking at the benefits or at the merits of the application. They could just say, oh, you did not put your birth certificate and things like that. So they need to know that. Now, the danger for people in that category is that if you make a bad application, or maybe you use the wrong application form, what happens is that after holding it for a while, the Home Office will send it back unprocessed, saying that, oh, you did not complete this section or that section of the application form, or you did not satisfy the mandatory requirement, or you did not pay the correct fee. By the time they return the application to the applicant, his visa will have expired. So that person becomes an overstayer through that technicality. And if the application is sent back and it is refused, that person will not be granted a right of appeal. And the person could face removal, and you have to go through judicial review and spend thousands of pounds. Now, again, what may happen, what is likely to happen is that if it is for people like students who have to live in the United Kingdom legally for 10 years before they apply for indefinite leave to remain, you may discover that an application that was returned in 2015 could affect their person's application for settlement in 2025, because when it is time to apply for settlement, they'll say, well, oh, in 2015 you ran out of leave because we sent your application back. So it is very important for them to be aware of what they have to do, and not make this mistake.
Thank you so much, sir. So as we know, there may be people watching this program from abroad. So how can you help them, or how can you assist them with entry clearance applications?
Now, I mean, in myriads of ways, and whatever we can do for yeah, applicants in the United Kingdom, we can do for people from abroad. The only thing is that we use we use all forms of technology to get in touch with them, to deal with them. What we do is that we provide legal advice. First of all, it is important for people making an application for entry clearance from abroad to get legal advice before making the application. With legal advice, you will be able to prevent something that could be fatal later, because some applications are made without any intention to deceive. But because the person did not obtain legal advice, the entry clearance officer decides that, your application, you employed deception. It could be them not disclosing that they had traveled abroad before or had been refused, that they've had an application for entry clearance refused before. Now, what happens is that they could ban them for 10 years for you using deception. Now, but if they had obtained legal advice, they would have been told what to disclose, the documents to put there, and the type of application to make, the fee to do. If they need to get any letters of support or documents to support their application, they will be advised. So that would give the applications the opportunity of success, a better chances of success than just making the application. Now, if they make an application and it is refused, if they are granted the right of appeal, we can represent them on drafting the grounds of appeal, lodging it with the court, and representing them in court, because the cases, the appeals will be heard in the United Kingdom. Also, what we can do for them is that if an application was refused without a right of appeal, and we can challenge it through making a representation for a review, or we can apply for judicial review at the High Court or the upper tribunal, as the case may be. So whatever we can do for people here, we can do for people from abroad, and we have clients from in over 50 countries abroad. But what they need to do is they need to send an email, visit our website, or call the office for any information that they require, and as we have been doing in the past, we'll be able to do in the present, and we'll be able to do also for people in the future. That's what we're able to do for them.
Thank you so much, sir. And in particular, with appeals, how can your firm assist people watching from abroad?
Now, that is very, very easy. With technology, what they have to do is to contact us, send us an email, and also scan a copy of the decision to us. That is all that is required, and we will draft the grant of appeals, give us the necessary information, and we draft the grant of appeal. We lodge it with the court here, and then we prepare the case. We ask for the necessary information that is required to make the appeal successful. They get it across to us, and then we prepare their statement and do everything that needs to be done, lodge the bundle with the court, and on the day of the hearing, we go to court to represent them, because the cases are heard here. So whatever services is required, we are able to provide for them.
Thank you so much, sir. And can you just please tell them, the viewers as well, what experience you have with making entry clearance applications and appeals from abroad?
The experience has been good and bad. Not bad for us, but bad for many applicants. In that we've discovered that over the years, some of them made applications without getting proper legal advice, and also they answered some questions on the application forms wrongly, and that was misconstrued as deception, whereas they did not have the intention to deceive, and they were banned for 10 years and things like that. Or some of them made an application, paid a lot of money without paying the correct application fee, or they made the wrong application. That the way we've seen that a lot. Also, we've seen people making multiple applications. They made an application, it was refused. They gave them a right of appeal. They did not appeal. They made another application without addressing the previous reason for refusal, and then it is refused and refused. And the more refusals they have on their plate, on their name, the more difficult it becomes to succeed. Also, we've had very good experience of overturning many entry clearance officers' decisions. I believe they know us in most of the embassies abroad, in that we've been challenging a lot of decisions successfully, and also we've been representing our clients on their appeals successfully in the United Kingdom. Also, we've been able to assist a lot of people with making entry clearance or applications from abroad by making sure that they comply with the law. So the experience has been very, very good. But what we've seen over the years is that a lot of people ignorantly make applications without getting proper legal advice. That is the experience, but it's been good. We've been able to overturn many, many decisions, and we're hoping to do more.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. So for people within the UK, how can they regularize their status?
Now, um, we now when we talk of people within the UK, um, I'll just put it in two categories. We talk of people who have leave to remain, who were granted visa or were given leave to enter into the UK, or they have they have current leave to remain as they are granted extension of leave in the UK. Now, what people who have leave to remain, that means they are not overstayers, they have their visa, have to do is that they need to make inquiries maybe 3-4 months in advance or 5 months in advance before the expiration of their visa to know whether the requirements of the law has changed, whether the immigration rules have changed, whether they have to pass an English language test, whether they have to have money in their account on the amount of money to have, especially students, people on tier 4 visas and or tier 1 migrants and in those tier categories. So they need to know what is required of them in advance so that they can at least prepare. Because I've seen people coming to us a day before the expiration of their visa, and they are 2 days before the expiration of their visa. I wonder what they have been doing all along. And so they need to be aware to make inquiries to know what is required before they make their application, and they also need to know the expiration date of their visa. I saw a client that came to us about 2 years ago that her visa expired 6 months prior. She did not know until her employers asked her to bring her passport, and she discovered that the visa had expired. So people like that need to know. They need to know the current application form that they have to use. They need to know how much needs to be paid and things like that. But for people in the other category, they are either overstayers whose visa had expired. Maybe they came as a spouse or as a visitor or as a student or as an entrepreneur or whatever category, or me as a minister of religion and whatever. And by one way or the other, their visa expired. Those ones are called overstayers. There are also people who came into the United Kingdom as without a passport, without attending the embassy to be given a visa, and they come into the United Kingdom. Those ones are called illegal immigrants. Now, we are not encouraging people on this program to come into the UK without a visa. But after coming in, because they are committing a criminal offense, and we discourage that on this program, but after a while, they develop what is called a right to private and family life in the United Kingdom. People like that, because they've already broken the law, they need to get legal advice. Their position is more tricky and they're in a tricky position because they could be arrested if they show up, or if it is seen that they have no leave to remain. So I will call the illegal immigrants and overstayers, I will call them cousins in that they both have no leave to remain. So people like that need to get legal advice. They need to know how to regularize their stay. They need to know how much it is going to cost. They need to know when to regularize their stay. They need to know what category under which category to regularize their stay. And to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So they need to get the information and go and look for money. Now, I was dealing with a family yesterday. It's a family of 5, and you look at it, just to make an application for leave to remain, it was 601 times 5. That's 3,005 pounds just for the home office. not to talk of paying their legal representative. So people like that need to know how much it's going to cost, and then they need to go and get the money and then make the application. So there is but the most important thing is get legal advice. Do you have a case, or do you have to wait for longer? Do you have to get some documents? Do you have to write to some institutions to get letters of support, or to get references and things like that? So it is very important for people in this category, whether they have leave to remain, whether they have no leave to remain. It is important to get legal advice, because in the long run, it becomes very cost. It becomes cheaper that way, because if you get legal advice and you make the correct application, you will not need to appeal later and pay thousands of pounds to lawyers. So getting it right is best.
Thank you so much, sir. And lastly, how can your firm assist such people?
We are here to help, whether you are abroad, whether you live in the United Kingdom, whether you live in Scotland, in England, in Wales, in Northern Ireland. We represent clients from all over this area. We make applications for them. What you need to do, if you are watching this telecast from anywhere, first of all, is to call the number on the screen and book an appointment to see us. Now, people usually call the office and say, well, will they see the man on the screen? Yes, of course. I am here. Once they give you an appointment, that means you will be able to see me. They manage my diary, and then once they give you an appointment, know that definitely there is an opportunity to see me. But what I want to say is that we do not give telephone advice, because I speak to the whole world. I speak to millions of people every day. So if you want legal advice, call the number on the screen, and I'm afraid it's not free. There is a consultation fee to be paid. So if you call the number on the screen, they will tell you that there is a consultation fee to be paid. Don't run away, because if you don't pay consultation fee now, you will pay 10 times over. I see clients who come to me and say, well, they've been to 10 lawyers, they've been to 20 lawyers, and they've been paying consultation fee and fee and fee and fee and fee. But when they get to us, somehow there is a solution. The thing is that they need to get proper legal advice from the beginning, and they should not be afraid, because if you don't pay, if you are afraid to pay consultation fee, you will pay more than consultation fee later, and eventually it will be very, very difficult. Also, I want to say to people also to refrain from getting advice from the gutter, from getting advice from people on the train or at tube stations, or your cleaning colleague at the tube station. I hear people say, okay, why did you make this mistake? Oh, my friend advised me. But you need to talk to the professionals for professional confidential legal advice. I hope I've made myself clear.
Yes, you have, sir. Thank you so much for your experience, sharing your experience and your wisdom with us. And thank you so much, all you viewers who have tuned in today to watch the Legal Panorama program. We hope to see you next time. And if you require more information, or if you would like to book an appointment with Dele & Co Solicitors, please feel free to call the number on the screen or visit our website. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for tuning into the Legal Panorama, presented by Dele Olawanle of Dele & Co Solicitors. Talk to Dele & Co Solicitors. We can professionally help you in the following areas: obtaining and/or extending your visa, asylum, humanitarian protection and discretionary leave, application for overstayers, immigration and asylum appeals, judicial review at the High Court, Tier 1 to 5 under the point system, including post-study work, fiancé visas, settlement applications, indefinite leave to remain, ILR, neutralisation, citizenship, entry clearance and appeal against visa refusals abroad, reconsideration of visa refusals abroad. In addition, we do other areas of law like family, traffic offences, employment, civil and criminal litigation and advocacy. If you need legal advice, call Dele & Co Solicitors now on 0208 880 9393 or visit our website www.dele-co.co.uk.
delsolicitors.co.uk. Dele & Co Solicitors, legal advice you can rely on.
From one of the best authors, Dele Olawanle, comes 5 empowering new books.
Hello friends, I'm Dele Olawanle. If there's any word I have for you today, it is simple. Read to lead. Read to lead. Readers are leaders. Over the years, I've written several books that have changed and transformed lives beyond their widest imagination. My first book, Discover Your Purpose, is simply saying that if you discover who you are, all hell will break loose. You'll be able to fulfill your destiny. And the second book says, prayer is not the answer. Now, as a pastor, some of you know me as a pastor, some of you know me as a lawyer, but a lot of people are praying without a corresponding action on their part. And if you only pray without playing your part, failure is guaranteed. Prayer is not the answer, it's to challenge you to pray and to work hard and to become an influencer of generation. The third book, Add Value, is saying to you simply that, look, if you add value to your life, there is no barrier to success. Now, people come to me from over 52 countries to instruct me as a lawyer. Why? Because I added value to my life. Irrespective of your gender, your color, your nationality, your ethnic origin, if you have what people want, when you add value, they will come to you, they will patronize you. And the fourth book says, if you have everything and you don't have good character, all hell will break loose. Denied by character also will change your life. The latest blockbuster, forwarded by Pastor Kumoyi of Deeper Life, is saying to you that, look, there are patterns to failure, there are patterns to success. So if you break the pattern of failure in this book, breaking the pattern of failure, your life will be transformed and then you will be a winner. I want you to understand that revelation liberates, knowledge delivers. Go on and make it, and I'll see you at the top.
All these books available as Kindle edition or paperback and are available at Amazon, Waterstones, and all other good bookstores. Visit online at PastorDele.com or you can call 07535 659 032. 5 empowering new books by Dele Olawanle. Get your copy today.